In John's Gospel, chapter 10, Jesus says, "I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." But what does that mean, to have life to the full? It suggests a sense of completeness and well-being, which can be summarised as four things. Emotional well-being and being at peace with ourselves. It's physical well-being, which includes being healthy and having a sustainable livelihood. It's about social well-being, living in peace and harmony within our families and communities. And finally, it's spiritual well-being, having a relationship with God and knowing we are loved and valued as we are. But for many individuals, families and communities, this is not the reality. People become trapped in a cycle of poverty and isolation. The causes of this are many and complex, but perhaps one of the key things that traps people is the negative mindset. The Kenyan facilitator Francis Njoroge uses the phrase, "Poverty is in the head, not the pocket." In particular, the mindsets of fatalism and dependency often lead to a state of inertia. Fatalism says, "What will be, will be. There's nothing I can do to change things." And we see this all over the world, in rich as well as poor countries, people young and old who believe that life is hopeless and will never get any better, and sometimes choose escapism in the form of negative behaviours and addictions. Dependency is the belief that the only way out of poverty is through handouts and benefits. Even our churches can have these negative mindsets. We're just a small church. What can we do in the face of the need around us? Stories on the Street is a resource written for churches in the UK by Mosaic Creative. It's designed to envision church members with a passion for working alongside the community, and in particular to respond to the needs of the vulnerable and the marginalised. It's been drawn from over 30 years' experience of working internationally and in the UK in a diverse range of areas, including Glasgow, Liverpool, Oxford, North Wales and North Devon. It has now been adopted by a number of denominations and churches, and the Mothers Union is using it as their primary resource for church envisioning nationally. At the heart of this resource is the underlying principle that we are all created in the image of God and are invited to participate in what God is doing in the world, using our God-given gifts and resources for the good of others. We all have something to bring, and we all need each other's help. Stories on the Street seeks to change the perception of the church in our country. For many, the church is seen as irrelevant, and yet we know that the church is always there. It's a constant presence in the heart of any community, and has the potential to be such a force for good. This resource is not about dragging people into church. It's about church members being salt and light in their communities, showing God's love in practical ways that will improve life for all and bring us closer to the vision set out in Isaiah 65 of a world living in communal harmony. Stories on the Street is written in 6 modules, each with a different theme. Discovering our vision, celebrating what we have, having a heart of compassion, building relationships, understanding our community, and stepping out in faith. Each module contains creative Bible studies and simple practical tools which churches can use with their communities to understand the needs and issues and how they can be addressed using what they have. The creative nature of the Bible studies has been key in changing mindsets in the church. We have found that by using art and drama to bring familiar Bible passages to life, this has helped people to see Scripture in a new way, taking the words on the page from the head to the heart, and so giving people a new understanding of the church's role in community, in particular with regard to the disadvantaged. The impact of this approach can be seen at 3 levels. Firstly, there is personal change. Church members are seeing the Bible in a new way and understanding its relevance to their daily lives. As a result, they're becoming more aware of the needs around them and undertaking small acts of kindness, which can make such a big impact. Secondly, there is change in the church. Churches are developing a common vision which is building unity and trust. Confidence is growing as energised church members work together for the common good, starting small community initiatives, recognising that all of this can be done with the resources they have. Thirdly, there is the impact in the community. As church members step out with hearts of humility, love and compassion and engage with the community, especially those on the margins, the more relevant the church is becoming. Not just there for baptisms, weddings and funerals, but as a dynamic catalyst for positive change. Stories on the Street is not a one-off package. When embraced by a church, it becomes part of its DNA, a way of being that breathes life, giving our churches and communities a hope and a future.